Yo, and how is it going, my fellow DeFi DEGEN friends? I hope you're all doing well today. Hope you're making good investments. I hope you're staying DEGEN and just absolutely smashing it. In today's video, I wanted to break down the whole seigniorage protocol, how it works, the ins and outs and different aspects of it. You know, I understand I've been making videos on different strategies and, you know, different aspects of the project, and I will make more videos on it in the future as we go forward. And, you know, we've not done just a basic run through of the project, and I do get, you know, quite a few questions on the comments, you know, asking about different aspects. People are not sure how certain things work, so I thought it'd be good to create a foundation with this video just to explain how the projects actually work, whether that's Tomb, 2Ohm, 3Ohm, Scarab, you know, Based, any other seigniorage project, and just the fundamentals of them and what you can expect getting into them. If you know of anyone who's looking for information, you know, you can redirect them to this video. Hopefully I can break it down clear enough so that anyone who's a DEGEN and wants to get into these seigniorage projects, get their hands on a little bit of DEGEN, then, you know, they can refer back to this and then see what's up. So the best place to start is always in the docs. I'm referring to Tomb's docs here. Tomb is pretty much, you know, the blue chip on Phantom, and we are Phantom maxes. I do cover other projects on different chains, but right now seigniorage is hot on Phantom, which is where Tomb is, and all the other big projects that are happening. So if you look into the Tomb's docs, the big picture, the Tomb algorithmic token serves as the backbone of a rapidly growing ecosystem aimed towards bringing liquidity and new use cases to the Opera network. Unlike previous algorithmic tokens, Tomb is not pegged to a stablecoin, it is instead pegged to Phantom. You know, quite often you get algorithmic tokens that are usually pegged to a stablecoin, you know, it creates more stability in the project. However, the whole seigniorage scene has gone to being pegged pretty much to the native token, so it's a Phantom if you're on the Phantom network. I think Binance Smart Chain, actually, some of them pegged to Bitcoin at 10,000 to 1 or something crazy. I think AVAX pegged to AVAX, and so on and so on, so you get the idea of that. Tomb believes in the potential of Phantom Opera and has chosen to align its mission to both provide value and derive value from FTM's future growth, in addition to existing and future use cases. Tomb aims to become the medium exchange of Phantom Opera. This will be achieved by providing a mirrored liquid asset to FTM. One of the primary shortcomings of past algorithmic tokens has been a lack of use cases, leaving no good reason for somebody to want to use or hold them in order to successfully maintain the peg in the long run. The Tomb team will maintain a focus on innovation around enhanced functionality and use cases. So it's an algorithmic token that's pegged to Phantom. So in this case it's Tomb. If you're in 2Ohm, then it will be the 2Ohm token, or 3Ohm token. If you're in Scarab Finance, it will be the Scarab token. And then in any other project that you're in, the primary token is going to be pegged to something of some sort. So whether that's Phantom, AVAX, you know, Bitcoin, whatever it's going to be pegged to, you can always find out what that is in the docs. So the idea is the protocol's got a balance almost perfectly. So if Phantom's sitting at $2, then Tomb has got to be $2, 2Ohm's $2, Scarab's $2. Ideally, it would be sitting just a little bit above, but I'll get more into that as we get into this video. So there's 3 different tokens that come with these protocols. So the first one is the main algo token, which in this case is Tomb, or it'd be 2Ohm or Scarab. This ideally is pegged to Phantom in this case, as it's on the Phantom chain. The built-in stability mechanism in the protocol aims to maintain Tomb's peg to 1 Phantom token in the long run. Note that Tomb actively pegs via the algorithm. It does not mean it will be valued at 1 FTM at all times, as it is not collateralized. Tomb is not to be confused for a crypto or fiat-backed stablecoin. So it's an algorithmic peg token, which means there's nothing hard backing it to say that it will always be pegged, you know, to a stable or to Phantom. This is, you know, kind of the whole focus of the project, and through the algorithm and through the protocol, that's how it's pegged. The second token is the shares token. The shares token is one of the ways to measure the value of the Tomb protocol and shareholder trust in its ability to maintain Tomb close to peg. During Epoch expansions, the protocol mints Tomb and distributes it proportionally to all T-share holders who have it staked their tokens in the masonry. T-share has a maximum total supply of 70,000 tokens distributed as follows. So the DAO allocation is 5,500 T-shares vested linearly over 12 months. Team allocation is 5,000 T-shares vested linearly over 12 months. and the remaining 59,500 shares are allocated for incentivizing liquidity providers in 2Share pools for 12 months. I've done another video on the value of shares tokens, so perhaps go and check that out after this video if you still are looking for more information on shares. The third and final token that comes with seigniorage projects is the bond token. The main job is to help incentivize changes in tomb supply during an epoch contraction period. When the TWAP, which is time weighted average price of tomb, falls below 1 FTM, bonds are issued and can be bought with tomb at the current price. Exchanging tomb for T-bond burns tomb tokens, taking them out of circulation, which is deflationary, and helping to get the price back up to 1 FTM. These bonds can be redeemed for tomb when the price is above peg in the future, plus an extra incentive for the longer they are held above peg. This amounts to inflation and sell pressure for tomb when it is above peg, helping to push it back towards 1 FTM. T-bonds do not have expiration dates. All holders are able to redeem their T-bond for tomb tokens as long as the treasury has a positive tomb balance, which typically happens when the protocol is in epoch expansion periods. So this leads me on to the next aspect of the project, which is epochs. So an epoch is a measurement of time used within these seigniorage protocols. An epoch lasts for 6 hours and it helps to determine a lot of data for the protocol. So the TWAP, which is a time weighted average price, is calculated over this 6 hour period. In the masonry you can see what the current TWAP is. The current TWAP is currently 0.9854. So this epoch started around 1 hour 20 minutes ago. So the average price will be determined from now over the next 4 hours and 40 minutes. And by the time that is counted down, whatever the TWAP is at the end of that time period will be the TWAP heading into the epoch. If the TWAP is above 1.01 at the end of the epoch, it's an expansion phase, so the masonry will print. So if you stake your T-shares in the masonry, where you can earn tomb by staking T-shares, and at the end of the epoch, if the TWAP is greater than 1.01, then tombs will print. Now, please bear in mind that this is very important, and this is one of the main reasons why I made this video. A lot of people seem to be confused on this. The masonry will only print if the TWAP ends above 1.01. So if you've got your T-shares staked in here and the epoch ends above 1.01, then you will earn tomb. However, if the epoch ends and the TWAP is between 1.0 and 1.01, if it's between that period, then it's called a Zen period, where nothing happens, there's no bonds released, there's no printing, it just stays as it is. However, if the epoch ends and the TWAP is below 1, then you head into a debt period, and that's when bonds are issued. So to get bonds, you can head to the pit, and here you can purchase T-bonds by approving your tomb. You put your tomb in there, and at a 1-to-1 ratio, you burn your tombs and get T-bonds out. This does help to make tomb regain peg. However, it's not really super efficient. I don't really believe in the bond system too much. However, if you do get T-bonds and then more utility comes to tomb over time and tomb sits well above peg, then there is a moon math sheet here which indicates how much your T-bonds would be worth. In the masonry boardroom, each duration 6 hours, deposit withdrawal T-share into the masonry will be locked T-shares for 6 epochs. So if you deposit your T-shares into the masonry, it will be locked for 6 epochs, which is 36 hours. After 3 epochs, which is 18 hours, if you have incurred tomb rewards, you can take them out after 18 hours. But be advised, if you do take them out after the 18 hours, the 6 epoch timer will start again for withdrawing your T-shares. So if you are looking to be more liquid with your assets there, perhaps leave your rewards building up, and then you've always got the option of taking out your T-shares if you need to. So during an expansion, which is when everyone's happy and TWAP is above 1.01, 80% of the rewards generated go to the T-share stakers, 18% goes to the DAO fund, and 2% goes to the dev fund. However, if the project is in debt phase as opposed to expansion, then there is debt that needs to be paid back to a treasury. It doesn't matter if all the bonds are being claimed, there still needs to be sufficient enough repayment to the treasury so that it has enough to cover all bonds at any point. And when you are in this debt phase, then 65% of the minted tomb from the masonry goes to repaying that debt. So if bonds are still needed to be repaid to the treasury, even if you are above peg, then the APR will be a lot lower because 65% of the rewards are going to the treasury. So bear that in mind if you are staking in the masonry. If you're staking and the rewards don't seem as great, it's probably because bonds are being repaid. Once all those bonds are being, paid off in a sense, then that's when the APR jumps almost, 2 to 3 times higher because there's 80% rewards going straight back to the stakers. Moving on to the cemetery, or if you're in 2 Ohm, that's the 2 farms, or if you're in Scarab, that's the sarcophagus. This is where you can take your tokens and LP them. So for Tomb, there's a Tomb FTM LP. This always prints no matter what the period is of time in the project. This prints 24/7. However, the APRs are a lot lower because it is always printing. It's not as lucrative as the masonry, but then you consider your risk there compared to putting them in a masonry where you might not earn any rewards. And you can get 0.21 daily APR by staking your FTM Tomb LP. For 2 Ohm in the 2 farms, you can stake your 2 Ohm FTM LP and get a daily APR of 2.08. In Scarab, you can stake your Scarab FTM LP and get a daily APR of 1.13. These are the more safe projects that I would say. Obviously everything carries its own risk. I'm not a financial advisor, don't take anything that I'm saying as financial advice, but LPs are safer. You can earn passive rewards on those. These are seigniorage tokens, algo tokens, so 95% of the time the native token, Tomb, 2 Ohm or Scarab, is going to be pretty much pegged to FTM. There's very, very, very little impermanent loss there, so it's quite safe to put your tokens in there. Obviously this carries its own risk. If FTM drops, then so are the algo tokens, they're going to drop too, so everything does carry impermanent loss. Just make sure you're managing your own risk in that. There is another pair within these farms, which is the share token paired with FTM. You will find that you get a higher daily APR on these tokens. It's only ever so slightly higher. There's less people in these pools, so the APR is higher, but you have to consider there's less people in these pools because they are a lot more risky. You can check out my other video. For example, T-shares was at $28,000 and it's currently sitting around $6,000. So if you add an LP in there, then there's a lot of impermanent loss that comes along with that. So the share token FTM is a lot more risky. If you are looking to get into an LP to earn some good passive rewards, definitely go for the algo token. Obviously it's not financial advice, but I just think that's the best token to go for passive rewards and very little risk. So they are the basics of the Tomb or 2 Ohm or Scarab ecosystem. They're the basic functions. Bear this in mind when you're moving forward. If you're staking in the masonry and you're not getting any rewards, it's very likely that the TWAP ended below 1.01 and you are in a contraction phase. If your friend's confused, he's a complete DEGEN, he's not got a clue why he's not earning any rewards, well, now you can relax. Send him to the DEGEN channel over here and send him this video. And give him some more information on it. Let me know if there's anything I've missed. Let me know if you have got any more questions. Leave them in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter. It's @_CHARUS, CHARUS. And remember, stay safe out there, make good investments, and have a great day.